أهلا بكم أعزائي المشاهدين ومرحبا في حلقة هذا الأسبوع من القصة الأسبوعية مع حلا. معانا كالعادة حلا. أهلا، كيفك؟
كويس الحمد لله.
إيش القصة اللي اخترتي لنا إياها اليوم؟
القصة this is actually one of my own stories, and it's a sequel to the last story I read.
Nice. Okay, you can go ahead.
Before I start, I just want to mention that if I'm going too fast or too slow, just comment it in English, please, and it'll just pop up, and I'll go slower or faster. Violet, the evacuation. Oh, before I also another thing before I start, I'm not sure if you remember the last story I read, the first one of this. So I'm just gonna go on a quick recap. This girl born, her name is Violet. She grows up to realize that she has powers somehow, and unfortunately didn't use them wisely. One of the villagers found out about her powers, and they sent her to a forest where she discovered that she had a brother who also had powers, and they sort of kind of lived together for a while. And more people just like them with powers kept on filling into the forest, and they kind of crowned themselves king and queen around. So now they have their own territory. And now I'm gonna start. Violet and Adam were at their annual territorial meeting. They couldn't keep their eyes open at their assistant blabbing on and on about the dangers that could happen if they didn't set better laws. I'm telling you, your majesties, our whole territory is in danger if we don't set more forceful laws, said their assistant sage. There is nothing to worry about, reassured Queen Violet. Our laws are already forceful enough. In fact, I've been sent several letters from quite a few citizens saying that we need to loosen up. Yes, but I've heard quite enough about your whining, sage. This meeting is over, interrupted King Adam. That night, the twins ate dinner wondering if Sadie was right. We don't need to set more forceful laws now, do we? Asked Violet. I don't know, but for now let's just focus on what our people desire, said Adam. The next morning, the twins got a call from their co-conspirator. They only talk to her when there's an emergency, so they knew right away that something was wrong. Yes? Hello, Embry. Yes? Oh, that's horrible. Okay, we'll get a hold of the council. Yes, and the private counselor. We're going to need as many resources as possible. Oh, and please act fast. I'll talk to Adam about the situation. Yes? Okay. Goodbye. And good luck, Embry. Violet looked startled, and, well, any emotion that wasn't happy. Is there anything wrong, Vi? Asked Adam. Violet didn't say anything. After a long pause, she explained what had happened. Well, she sighed, I got a call from Embry. She said a human journalist somehow ended up in the forest and what, Vi, you're scaring me, said Adam. He got back from our forest and told everyone everything. At first they didn't believe him, but then he showed them pictures, and the lady that saw us, yeah, she told and confirmed the story. So now the village chief gave us 48 hours to evacuate, or somehow convince them to let us stay, Violet confessed. What? 48 hours is not enough. Vi, they have to at least give us a week to figure out what we're gonna do. Well, they said it was a final decision. Embry said everyone already knows and are working on a solution. I don't know what we're gonna do, but whatever it is, we better do it ASAP. Both of the twins just sat down without a word. 14 hours later, everyone in the territory was working restlessly. The council, the privy councillor, Sage, their assistant, and all of the Territorians. Later, they had a meeting the whole territory could attend at the House of Congress, fashioned in a spectacular way by Violet. Everyone is free to share their opinions on the situation, declared Violet. Some Territorians suggested they find somewhere else to stay. Some suggested to fight for their home. Some didn't even bother and suggested to let them wipe the superhuman kind out. Of course, that wasn't a very wise solution. With only 24 hours left, the twins had no idea what to do. Finally, they decided on something. They did another meeting at the House of Congress to share their idea. We have decided to put on a vote. Whichever option is voted the most will win, said Adam. I reckon everyone is fine with this idea. Everyone? Wonderful. Me and my brother will hold the vote in 15 minutes, and you have 1 hour to decide with your families. Your options are 1, stay and fight, and 2, leave and start all over again. I hope you make wise decisions, everyone. Put your votes in the bin by the door, and we'll teleport you all here in an hour, said Violet. Thank you for your time, thanked Adam. 1 hour later, the votes were in, and everyone was teleported back to the House of Congress. All right, let's see what our territory's future is, said Violet. We are going to stay and fight, declared Adam, smiling. This is the option he wanted to win. The auditorium cheered louder than ever. All right, please, settle down. Our warriors will train with their powers in a matter of 5 hours. Every doctor, I need you to get your gear ready and hide out. Everyone else, go with Violet to the secret path me and her enchanted. No one will find you there. I will go into the castle and prepare for battle. You know your group leaders, warriors and doctors, assigned King Adam. This is going to be a bumpy ride, muttered Violet. 5 or 6 hours later, everyone was ready and on the correct stations. Then, something unexpected happened. Instead of marching towards them, 3 dozen Marines were flying down in a helicopter. This threw the soldiers off to an interesting start. But this wasn't their first rodeo. Sword clashing, the whoosh and twinkle of magic, and gunshots echoed through the fighting arena. Most soldiers stayed strong and held up, but many were badly injured and were teleported to the doctors' hideouts. It was absolute chaos everywhere. The very few of the soldiers were left, and there were still about a dozen Marines fighting. They were outnumbered. As usual, the soldiers held up. They kept fighting and fighting and fighting until there was 1-1. The last battle was easily the hardest to watch, but surprisingly and happily, the very last Marine collapsed to the ground. We did it, cheered the twins. The whole arena was bursting with yells and shouts and laughter. Everyone congratulated the soldiers and the doctors. We did it, guys, said the twins together. The end.
That was very nice, Hala. Thank you. What inspired you to make this kind of ending?
I don't know. What do you mean by that?
Why did you decide to take the story in this direction instead of any other direction?
As in how they what the incident what.
Why did you decide to make a confrontation between the villagers?
I thought it was a good ending to the story, and it would kind of wrap things up. I know this was kind of a short one. Thank you.
Still really
the last one was longer, but I actually like this one better. I find it more entertaining to do. I like it a lot. I think my favorite part was probably when they set up a meeting at the House of Congress. I don't know why, I just thought that one was really nice.
It gives you the feeling of things getting done.
Yeah, it's like, we're going to set this, and everyone to your stations, and everyone make sure you do this right, and everything like that. I thought it was nice how they set up everything correctly and nicely.
Yeah, you can already imagine the scene.
Yeah. I actually think this book is coming somewhere, you know?
It is, because war never ends. So who knows? Maybe they just started something they can never really end.
Yeah.
Point of no return.
Yeah, especially in their situation, having powers, having to hide it all from normal people. It's kind of a hard situation. You want to tell people. Also, I think I'm gonna write more about this because you really can't end it there. They fought, but what happened next? Did they?
Because there's much more normal people than people with powers.
Did more people come? Did they accept the fact that they and just let them be? Or I don't know what happened, but yeah,
it's gonna be very interesting.
Thank you.
Well, I really hope to hear about it more in the future.
Hopefully.
Thank you so much, Hala. شكرًا أعزائي المشاهدين لمتابعتكم ونراكم مرة أخرى في الأسبوع القادم.